As some of us leaders, hey, you guys. Okay, so we are really excited for this Zoom tonight because we got together as leaders and we wanted to bring you guys all the deets, all the info and crazy wild things that happened to us promoting, going for promotions, promoting all the things. So we've got four amazing leaders, and you're going to hear how each one of us is different, but each one of us had a basic desire. We were desperate. We were desperate to promote. So, you guys, if you don't know me, my name is Lisa, and I'm a double diamond in the company. And I've been around for 8.5 years now. And let me tell you, I've been through lots of promotions and lots of crazy stuff. My very first crazy promotion, I would say, would be to Ruby, because back when I got started, there was a $500 bonus on the table. We're going to insert income disclosure. And I didn't know that. The girl that signed me up really wasn't training me. She just had signed up because she wanted a discount on the products, which I didn't know. But I also didn't join her because of that. I was desperate to make some extra income for my family. We needed an extra $600. So I just got to work. I just started following what other people were doing, reaching out, figuring this out, being resourceful. So, Ruby, I didn't know that we have until the end of the month to promote. So it was about 2 months in, and there was a $500 Ruby bonus on the table, which I learned that I could earn. And I thought we had until the 25th of the month to earn it. Okay. I didn't know we had till the month end. And I was doing things properly, but here's something I wasn't doing because I didn't really know I was supposed to, was like do more messaging. And I remember my enroller told me that, well, not my enroller, but my upline had told me that I said, I'm doing everything. I'm only this amount away from my Ruby bonus. And I thought I had to do it by the 25th of the month. So she said, well, are you messaging people? I said, no, not really. Should I be? She's like, yeah, you should be. So I started messaging people, and boom, I hit Ruby on the 25th of the month because that's what I thought we had to do. So that's my first story. Emerald, another bonus on the table for that. That was a little bit more of a smoother transition because I was getting the hang of things and, developing to a leader. So that one went well. Diamond. Let's talk about Diamond. Well, life happened, and there was a couple of things that happened to me personally that almost took me out. But you know what? I still kept going because I wanted to be home with my kids and make extra income at the same time. Well, my husband had told me, he said, you know what? We need to start making some more money, or you might have to go out and get a job. Talk about desperate. That's where that desperate energy, there's something about desperate energy that propels you. If you can harness it, be desperate for your goals, you guys. Be so desperate that you're just going to make it happen. Think of it like this. If you're a mom and your kids had no food in the house and they were starving, would you not do everything in your power to get your family food? Treat your business like that. Harness that desperate energy. So he told me that, and I said, heck no, I did not come this far to just come this far. So all of a sudden, that desperate energy popped in, and I just started doing the things. And yes, it does push you. Started doing the things, and in the time that I started, I was paid as a Ruby that month to paid as a diamond the next month. So don't count yourselves out, okay? Do not count yourselves out. But you have to want it bad enough that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it to happen. So I got diamond. There was no bonus on the table, you guys. I didn't care. Wasn't doing it for a bonus. I was doing it because I wanted to be home with my kids. That was that desperate energy again. I desperately needed this to work, so I was desperately going to make it happen. Double diamond. Oh man, that was that was a doozy. Okay. So started going for double diamond, got all my things. Back when I promoted, it was much harder to promote. You needed more things than you do now. Okay. You needed more legs, all the things. Well, 3 days before I was running, like boom. The girl that was to be an emerald for my double told me she wasn't going to go for the promotion anymore. And I was like, what? What am I going to do? So I thought about it. I cried about it. I said again, that desperate energy, there was a $15,000 bonus on the table, and I was pretty close. I was still a little far, but I was pretty close. I had a decision to make. Do I want to let her quitting affect how far I've come and just let it go and just say, oh, well, I guess maybe next time? No, that was a life-changing bonus for my family. So I sat on my couch for 3 days straight, 8 hours, did not move. Okay. Messaged crazy stuff, just started reaching out, like all the things, that desperate, crazy energy. And guess what happened? I went double, except right at the very end of the month, like the last minute. And then the next day I see double on my, oh, you promoted double diamond. Okay. Woohoo. That was like a wild ride. The next day it looked again, it had dropped back down to diamond. I thought, oh my gosh, what, like, this can't be happening. So bless our upline, you guys, because they are there to help us. Okay. So reached out. Somebody had returned an order, but I still was able to place an order to be able to bump that back up. But nonetheless, you guys, it was so crazy. There was so much emotion and tears and thinking I couldn't do it. But you know what? I wasn't going to let what somebody else was or wasn't doing stop me from my desire. Like, I'm not going to let my kids starve. So that is my stories. And I'm excited for you guys to hear from some other awesome ladies.
That was awesome, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing. And what you said about the emotion is so true. Like, the craziest like promotion and rank up that I had was going emerald. Like, they announced the bonuses. This was like 2 years ago, and it was like a $5,000 bonus to go emerald, which is what it is right now. So 5,000 Canadian. And I remember them announcing it, and Shannon got me so pumped up, and I was like, this is happening. Like, I have no idea how it's happening, but it's happening. Like, this is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Because Shannon got a bonus, and like, it like did so much for her. So I was like, this is finally like my time. Like, I'm going to make it happen. So this was a while ago. So I'm trying to remember like where my volume was at, but I know that I still needed like a good amount, like on the last day of the month. Like, it was the last day of the month and I was stressing. Like, I wanted it so bad. I knew it was going to happen. And I just had this like mindset of like, okay, what do I have to do? I'm going to like go and message like every single person I've ever talked to. I'm going to check every single app I ever got up. I was like messaging Jessica, I was messaging Shannon, like, what do I do? They're like, start like cold messaging people, asking if they want to order products, get up as many apps as possible. So I remember, I got my son to bed real quick. I put him to bed early that night. I'm like, this is month end. You're going to go to bed like an hour early. Sorry. Like, you just got to go. I'm a single mom, so I just had to get that over with. So after he was in bed, I was just like on the couch, on my phone, like messaging, like, it felt like I was like, I want to say like a little manic, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like on your phone, you're like, da, 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 da. But I was like so determined. I started like searching in my messenger, like just like words like thermophyte. We didn't have the gummies yet, but like cleanse. And I found, yeah, sledding, Jessica. So I found an old conversation with a potential that I never even wrote her name down. I totally forgot about her, and she fell through the cracks. And I remember messaging her and being like, hey, like, I'm running for this huge promotion. I'm not sure if you're still interested in the products, but I'd love to get you set up. And she's like, sure, I'm down. I was like, okay, sweet. Like, that's amazing. So definitely that's a good thing to do, is like searching your inbox to like words like thermophyte, gummies, cleanse, sale, and then all these conversations will come up. Because life happens. Sometimes you don't write everyone's name down. I'm definitely a lot better than I was 2 years ago, but it happens. So I think I think it was like almost like the end of the night. I think it was after 12. And I was messaging my brother. I messaged like my brother's mom because he's my half brother. Like they ordered products. I was like trying to see who the heck was awake. Like who's awake right now? Where's all my BC people? Because it was late. Everybody was asleep. So my brother ordered, I think he was like the one that solidified Emerald. I did have my team help me out too. So that was awesome. And I just remember waiting for like eSuite to update, which takes like freaking forever on the last day of the month. You're just like refreshing. You're like, what is going on? Is it there? You're like double checking all your volume. Like, is it really happening? Like, I think so. And then I saw it and it was Emerald and like I felt like I just won the lottery. Like I was just like so like amazed. And I remember like jumping up and down, and I remember messaging Shannon being like, I can't even sleep. I just feel so wired. I feel like I just like won $1 million. So it was definitely the biggest rush I ever felt. And I just like, it was just so intense and it just felt great. And even the next day, it was just like a disbelief, like, holy crap, like it happened. So when I went diamond, like 2 years later, I still like didn't really believe in myself either. I didn't think that was going to happen. But I did share on the Zoom if you guys were on it last time. I did go diamond like 3 days before the month ended. So that was like a big, like, all right, we're good. Was still enrolling after that to like keep it going, obviously, but it wasn't as a intense, like manic like rush. But the moment I did go diamond though, like I was jumping up and down and I couldn't believe it for probably like months, just like, holy crap, like this finally freaking happened. Like it changed my entire life to get this diamond bonus that they announced last year. It was like 20,000 Canadian, so like 26,500, no, Canadian, then 20,000 American. But yeah, it was absolutely life-changing, and I'm just so excited to see everyone else rank up that's in here. All right, that's it.
Yay, I am so proud of you, Crystal. I love that Crystal is one of the top leaders on my team. And I learn from her so much, like every single day. Every single day I learn something new from her, and she's such an inspiration. Okay, so hi everyone, I am Shannon J. I'm going to share a little bit about my journey with you. So I am coming up on my 4-year mark here. February 5th is my 4-year in the business. So if you go backwards, I joined February of 2020. That is right before COVID hit, which was insane. So of course everyone was home, but so many people lost their jobs, but that did not slow me down. When I first started, I asked if I could even make $100. I honestly doubted that that was even possible. And then they said that there was a $15,000 bonus on the line for hitting a specific rank. And as I started rolling and just kind of doing what my enroller was telling me to do, getting up HAPs, having conversations, she was helping me talk to everyone. I was like, okay, we can do this. We can roll. Let's go. Okay. What do I have to do next? Tell me. I ended up going Ruby in March, Emerald in April, and Diamond in May. My road to Diamond was fast and slick. And it was just the momentum. I was so loud on my page. I was going live constantly. I was using the products. I was losing weight, almost 10 pounds every single month. And everyone on my team could feel that fire. And my people on my page could feel that fire. And everyone wanted a piece of it. Everyone was like, I want to be part of that. So after we went diamond, actually in June, I did take my husband's account diamond. And then things kind of slowed down is what it felt like. It was like, okay, where'd everybody go? It's the summer. Everyone's like, going to the beach. And it just kind of slowed right down. That fall, we actually suffered from 2 miscarriages. So it was quite a bumpy ride for us. And then I got pregnant with my daughter at the very end of the year. And I was extremely, extremely sick during my pregnancy. So I'm just going to start off this part of my story with a quote that I saw that really describes it. And it's, God has already prepared the way. He's just preparing you. I had to go through so much sludge to get to the next level. So my pregnancy went okay. My daughter was born September of 21. I'm still at the rank of diamond. Nothing has changed. Kind of ebbs and flows, people coming in, people leaving, customers coming in, customers leaving. It was just kind of up and down, up and down. And, you know, they would announce all those bonuses. They'd be like, yeah, like I want it so badly. I want this bonus. Come on, guys, we're going to run. But I never really believed in it. Like I never felt the same fire that I felt when I was going diamond. And it was honestly like, I was like, okay, well, nobody's working. I got to find more people that are working. And then finally I started doubting my own leadership. And I started really doubting what I was telling people and how I was leading these people, and why couldn't I help them get to where I was? Why couldn't they make the same amount of income that I was making? Like I wanted everyone to. I just wanted to bring everyone. And then that's when I really started getting into self-development, and really learning more and getting my mindset right. So finally, we never had any conferences while I was in the business because, like I said, I joined right before COVID. So finally, January of 2023, so just a year ago, I went to a conference down in Florida, and let me tell you, it lit a new fire in my soul. I get goosebumps just talking about it. So if you guys do the math, I sat at Diamond for about 2.5 years. 2.5 years. We were just coasting. Just coasting. And it was hard. It was so hard because I desperately just wanted more. I wanted to do more. I wanted more for my team. I wanted more for everyone. But finally we went to conference and it just lit a new fire. And I remember coming back and we had an event here in Ontario where we are at. And team came and we had an Airbnb. And again, it was just lighting fires, you know, taking that torch and passing it on to the next person, and them lighting a fire, and them passing it on to the next person, lighting a fire. And crazy enough, that February, I actually went through a really, really bad depression, like a really bad depression. Like I don't think I got out of bed for about 2 weeks. I'm sure Crystal remembers. She was like, where is Shannon? Shannon is gone. And of course, it was such a hard time in my life, and I don't even know how I came through it. We ended up, we had a trip to Disney planned that we ended up going to. And I came back that March and I was just like, I am ready. I am ready to run. People are waiting for me. My team is still going. They went without me. That was like a huge, like, eye opener for me. I'm like, they kept going. They did not stop for nothing. And that fueled me. So that March, I went double diamond. I'm pretty sure it was right at the end of the month. We were pushing hard, right to the end. Or in Canadian, it was a $40,000 bonus. I don't remember what that is in American. And then the following month, again, we had so much momentum. We took my husband's account double diamond in April of last year. And like Crystal said, it was just a few days before the end of the month. I was actually in Calgary visiting a friend. So I was very, very thankful that we did it early, because then I got to enjoy my trip. But I can remember sitting in her living room and going double, and I was just crying. I was just crying because I was so happy for the people on my team that were winning because of that double. It like makes me emotional talking about it, what it did for them, not just what it was for us, but what it did for them. So of course that was huge, and just kind of getting that momentum back again. It's been a great year. Like we had huge rank ups and we're soaring. And I would say we're kind of coasting again now. And now we're coming into that boom season and we are just shooting back up. I can feel that fire coming through the torch again. And everyone is in such a great place. The company is doing such amazing things for you guys, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. Okay, I think I'm passing it over to Dana.
Okay, that was amazing hearing from Lisa and Shannon and Crystal. Your guys' stories are just so inspiring and so amazing. So I have a book for you guys. I went down memory lane. I had to pull up my eSuite and remember everything. Does anybody else have like the smallest memory? Drop a 1, because This is my memory, so I might be looking down a lot because I am so bad with timelines. So my name's Dana. I'm a double diamond leader. I've been here for 5 years. I still cannot believe it's been 5 years. And this business has drastically changed my life in every single way possible, but it was not a smooth road. So I followed a girl on Facebook for 2 years. And I mean, at the time, I didn't really use Facebook very much. Like, I would just go on it just to kind of like mentally disappear from my kids. I would just like go and scroll. And I came across this girl who was posting her business online. And I got really drawn to her. She was extremely consistent. And I watched every single thing that she did. I knew that she went live every Wednesday. I would make my coffee. I would hop on. I knew she was going to be showing up on Wednesday because she was that consistent. Okay. So I did not comment on anything. I did not like anything. I did not message her. She would message me all the time to post for her. I would leave her on read. She would message me about her products. I would leave her on read. I would like some of her stories that she would post. She would message me being like, hey, I seen you liked my story. Are you interested? I would leave her on read. So when I'm telling you, people are watching, people are interested. It's not that they are trying to be mean to you guys by leaving you on read. A lot of people, like for me, I was opening my phone in like the Walmart lineup or wherever I was, and it wasn't a priority to me to get back to her. I got kids yanking at me. I got things going on. So when people are just leaving you on read, it's just because it's not a priority in their life right now. It was in the back of my mind all the time, all the time. And I kept thinking, I'll message her when I'm ready. So don't stop reaching out, because I'm so happy and thankful that she didn't stop, because 2 years later, and I had a lot of other people coming to me wanting me to join the business. But the thing is, it's like every time I went to their page, they didn't have a post up, they didn't have a story up. So I only followed this girl because she was consistent. So if you're the type of person to post once in a while, you might be losing out on a lot of potentials, because they will go to somebody who is very consistent in their business. Okay, so consistency is key to everything. So I basically jumped in May 2018. I was pregnant. I thought it was the perfect time, because I thought, hey, when I go on mat leave, I'm going to have like a full year or so to really dedicate to this business. So I hopped in, and at the time I was working 3 full-time jobs. I was a social worker, retired now, but I was doing my social work. I was cleaning houses. I worked supervised access. I was busy. I was working 70 hours a week. I had 2 kids full-time in hockey, really big and pregnant, on my knees, tying up kids' skates. It was crazy time for me. And I literally just worked this business like a hobby. I would just show up whenever it was convenient. I didn't show up like a business at all. My upline wasn't really working it anymore. And I just did my own thing. My paychecks ranged from like $60 to $160. I basically popped in and out, did my own thing. I had no vision, and I didn't really see the whole picture at all. Okay. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, I'm really going to jump in once the baby comes out. That's all I kept telling myself. So now, fast forward to 2019, I had baby number 3. And I was so excited. I'm like, finally, I'm going to like start this business, and I'm going to work this. And we almost lost my baby at 6 weeks old. And let me tell you, it was the hardest time of my life. And I'm getting emotional. So I went through the deepest depression I think I've ever been in. And I did not work my business in 2019. The entire year, I didn't do anything. And it's basically like a blur to me that year. Okay. So in 2020 now, so I've had a very slow start to my business. So finally in 2020, I decided to really actually give this business an honest chance. So I started educating myself. Remember, I have no upline. We didn't have boards. I was literally using notes on my phone to keep like scripts that my upline gave me from like when I first started. And that's all I had. So I would go on eSuite. I watched training videos, and that's basically how I got myself started. I didn't know about HAPS. I didn't know about Zooms, community. I knew nothing. So I just knew that I wanted to make some money. We had debt and I really, really wanted to pay it off. So in March, I was paid as a distributor and I just started getting really loud about everything. I was loving the products. I started getting loud about not just the product itself, but a solution, right? Like I would talk about um, keywords that people would really want, like, you know, their weight loss or, my pants are falling off because I'm losing so much weight, stuff like that, things that would trigger them to want to buy the product, not just like, hey, look at the product. So I started really, being loud about the opportunity, being loud about everything, my passion for it. And I didn't really know anything, but I just jumped in and I jumped all the way to Ruby by myself from March to April. So in 1 month, just from like showing up and actually working it like a business. So I was doing, my story every day. I was posting every day. I was going live. I was being really, really freaking loud about everything. I was like talking to people and I was talking to people in person. I was taking my kids to like little play places and I would talk to the other moms. And that's kind of how I did it. So then, I almost cried when I see my first Ruby paycheck. Honestly, I could not believe I could make that much money just off my little phone from just like talking to people. It was amazing. So then I ended up putting my focus into building a team, branding myself. And in June 2020, I hit Emerald. I pushed extremely hard because there was a $5,000 bonus. And I wanted that 5,000 because I knew that that was going to be life changing for my family. I really wanted to get out of debt. So I hit Emerald and I found out I missed the bonus. So I missed it by something so small. I think I needed to keep one customer on my top line, like completely under me instead of moving it. And I missed it just by that. And I didn't read the fine print. I didn't read anything. So I ended up finding out I missed it after going through compliance and I was crushed. I was like, this is a joke. This is BS. I was so completely upset and I had a really bad mindset. I was not working on my mindset during any of this. And I kind of just threw in the towel. So back to square one again. I kind of just like stopped. And now fast forward to 2021. Okay, so now I was Emerald and now I'm back to distributor, just kind of doing my own thing. Now 2021, it was time for me to go back to my 8 to 5 after mat leave. And I am telling you, I spent a day in bed crying. I did not want to go. I just knew I was meant for more. I didn't want to go through the whole thing of like somebody owning my time again, just everything, just like the boring days of just like getting up and being in a cubicle or, working with people. And I just wasn't into it. So, I was also working with a lot of young moms. And one of my main roles with working with these young moms was helping them, people who were just getting their children back, who had their children taken away. And I had to help these moms, get a job, give them taxi vouchers to bring their kids to daycare. And the thing is like the system is broken and there wasn't really much help for these moms. Like they don't drive, they weren't able to get their children to daycare. They didn't have education to really get a good paying job. It was extremely hard. And the thing is like what I am doing now, I'm able to help so many more moms right now doing what I'm doing now than what I was doing with my social work. So I just want to put that in a perspective for you guys. So anyways, I ended up realizing when I was thinking about how I did not want to go back to work, I didn't want to go back to that life. I was like, what can I do? And I kept thinking about what I could do. And everything led me back to this career that I have in my hands. So this entire time I had this vehicle to drive me exactly to the dream life that I want to be living. I just had to actually like drive the freaking car. Like it was literally just sitting there and I was like, oh my God, I could like work this business and live the life that I really truly want to do. So I read a quote a while ago and it says, the fastest way to succeed is to start now and figure it out as you go. You can't learn to drive a parked car. And it really hit me because I was literally not learning to drive. I just had this parked car. So I just decided to really jump in. So I looked into what rank. I remember finding a picture on eSuite of like how much you get paid per rank. And I ended up finding out that I needed to hit diamond in order to retire from my 8 to 5. So I told my husband, I said, if I hit diamond, I really want to quit my job. And he was completely supportive because he knew I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. And he's like, do it. Hit diamond and do it. You can do it. You already went emerald. Why can't you go diamond? So I was like, yeah, but I don't even have a team anymore. And oh my God. And I was really second guessing myself. So I decided to just jump all in. And in January, I was executive. March, I went ruby. I skipped emerald, and I'm going to get to how I did that. And I went straight to diamond in May. So the thing is like I had a lot of obstacles. I had a best friend who joined me in business. You have to think along the way, I was like signing people up as distributors and really helping them to do what I was doing. Okay. So now I have this best friend who is going for emerald. We are working with each other every single day. We were so excited for her to go emerald, for me to go diamond. Every day, like we would get up, we would make her coffee and literally talk about our dreams and really like push each other and pretty much do a power hour with each other. And 3 days before the end of the month, she ended up telling me that she was quitting. And I was like, what? Like, we still need like just over 1,500 group volume to make this happen. Like, and I was kind of like taking it personally because I was like, how can you do this to me? And I was just like shocked. And it had nothing to do with the business. She had a lot of personal things going on. And she ended up closing her Facebook and just like kind of disappeared for a while. It was very strange. And I was like, what do I do now? So I almost threw in the towel like I've done all those years before. And I was like, no, I'm not this time because I don't want to do this 8 to 5. So I'm like, you know what? I am just going to keep going for it because I have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So I'm like, even if I don't make it, I'm still going to make a bigger paycheck than if I don't try. Right. So I'm just like, I'm just going to keep going and I'm just going to do everything in my power. And I mean, I was desperate, like desperate. I wanted it so bad. I needed it. And I was offering free shipping. I was offering free gifts. I was like posting as much as I could. I was going live, even though it was out of my comfort zone. And the thing is in April, everything had changed for me. Like I told you guys, I jumped to diamond because there was this leader that was working in the business who somehow came across me and she took me under her wing. And when she did that, she taught me about HAPS. I knew nothing about HAPS leading up to this. So in April, she taught me about HAPS. She taught me about boards. She taught me about Zooms, mindset, group pages, community, charting, all of this stuff that I knew nothing of before. And my mind was blown. I was like, holy shit, this business is like way more than I thought it was. Like I had no idea. Like I didn't know about Canada Road to VIP, and I think that's new, but like I didn't have anything like that. So when I learned about this, Happing changed my life. In 1 month of Happing, I went to diamond. I like completely passed emerald because of Happing. Okay, like Happing was amazing. I got 7 customers in 1 hour from one Hap. I had 30 Haps that had no comments, no messages, no likes, nothing. One Hap, I got 7 customers in 1 hour. Like, blows my mind. Okay. I'll actually share what Hap that was. This was a long time ago. Bear with me, guys. I know I'm probably way over my time, Lisa. I should have warned you that I talk. Okay, so the Hap I used was my friend Dana is looking for people who are ready to lose 30 pounds in the next 90 days on a $40 budget. I think the price is now $45, and that was TFX for USA. But even I used it in all of my Canadian people, and my script is basically talking about in US it's this, in Canadian it's this. And I got 7 people who signed up on that day. So that basically, that one half that I did boosted me so close to diamond. So, where was I? Oh, I had no idea, guys, that I hit a $10,000 bonus. I had no idea I was running for a bonus. I had no idea that it existed. I just wanted diamond because I wanted to quit my 9 to 5. When I hit diamond, that girl who took me under my wing was like, "You hit the bonus." And I was like, "What bonus?" And she's like, "You hit $10,000." And I was like, I just like bawled my eyes out. And I also want to say that I ended up hitting diamond at, I think 11 p.m. My phone was at like 5% and we lost power. And so I couldn't charge my phone and I had no idea if I hit it, if I made it. Because eSuite didn't update and I was like panicking. My husband wanted to just celebrate and he's like, "No, have a glass of wine. Like you're quitting your 9 to 5." And he was like trying to make me feel good. But I was like, what if I missed it? I can't charge my phone. I have nothing. And I ended up finding out at 3 a.m. because I kept checking that I hit it. So like Shannon and Crystal and Lisa said, like it is like adrenaline. When you hit a rank that you're working so hard towards, it's like nothing you've ever experienced. And when they tell you that you are working right to the last minute, you are working right to the last like second. Okay. It's like it is so amazing. So then by June, I quit my 8 to 5, and I'm telling you, it was like the best feeling in the entire world. I actually got a message from one of my distributors tonight that she got let go at her job, and it was like completely like she wasn't expecting it at all. And it just like this job gives you so much security because stuff like that just doesn't happen. Also during this time, I earned a trip to Punta Cana for me and my husband, earned Jamaica for me and my husband. I earned Mont Tremblant. I don't say that correctly, sorry for the Frenchies out there, but I earned that trip and that was life-changing for me. Me and Shannon ended up really connecting and building a really strong friendship. And when we were there, we decided to start doing rank up retreats, and we're just sideline sisters, and we just decided to do these rank up retreats for teams, and that's been like really life-changing. So just connect with the people around you. They don't have to be on your downline, they don't have to be on your upline. You reach out to people. Like we're all one team, one mission. Reach out, connect. It's life-changing. We paid off all of our debt, and I became a yes mom, which has been one of my favorite things because everything has always been no, not right now, maybe one day, soon, we'll see. We'll see was like a common one. And now it's like, sure, yeah, let's do it, and it's like that to me is just everything. I became a present mom instead of swinging by and grabbing my kids after my 8 to 5 and missing their entire hockey game. I'm there. I see everything. I'm there for everything. And that is like the most amazing thing that this business has given me. I'm almost done, guys. My book is like almost done. Also, one other thing is like I started reading the book Be Obsessed or Be Average, Built to Last, Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Those are like life-changing books. I read Get Rich Lucky Bitch 4 times and I will read it again. It was that good. A lot at self-development. This business will test you guys more than anything. Every single day you're talking to uplines, downlines, people who are going through things that lay it all on you, and you have to be that person to help lift them back up and guide them to where they want to go, and at the same time hold yourself up and guide yourself where you're wanting to go. And that is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in this business because I'm a huge empath. I feel everything, people's energy. I feel it through a computer. So that's been like really hard. So if I'm not working on my mindset and working on myself, I will crumble. So that is like priority. I work on that every single day. And I just continue ranking and advancing. And yeah, I just like really had to get back to getting goal focused because like you guys were saying, how you got stuck at diamond for a long time. I did the same thing. I sat at diamond for a really long time and I forgot to like really focus on, getting out of my comfort zone again. I just got comfortable. I was like, yeah, I love this pay. I can stay here forever. And then I just decided I wanted more and I needed to like dream again and get focused on my goals and not stay comfortable. And so that's what I ended up doing. And then in July 2023, I hit double diamond. So yeah, like you guys have said, like people come and go in this business. You're always going to have that. You're always going to be rebuilding. And that's something I really had to get comfortable with. And I know that that's going to happen. So just, I had to get to a point where I wanted it so bad for certain people. And I knew that they had the potential. And I would like try and try and try. And like I had to learn to just walk with my walkers, run with my runners. And that is like one of the best advice I can give you. I was a walker, right? So I don't give up on anybody because it took me like 3 years to actually get into the business. But like I'm double diamond now, right? Like imagine if I had an upline and she had given up on me, right? Like don't give up on anybody, but you can't drag people. And I had to stop dragging people. It was exhausting. So I stopped dragging people. If they want it, they'll want it, but I'm rebuilding. I'm building every single day. I'm like putting it out there and drawing people to me. And really, I'm just so in love with this business that it's easy to draw people to you when you're so passionate about it. And then what else? I need to remind myself all the time of why I'm doing this and why I started this. And basically it's to have more time with my family, have my freedom of time. I want to travel more. You know, I want to go fishing when I want. And I want to say like, hey, can I have this week off because my husband's off and we want to go fishing and, you know, oh, there's no staff to cover me. Like I like to just go when I want to go. Like, I don't know, that's just like the life I want to live. And in the summer, I love just sitting by the pool, going to the beach when we want, not sitting in a cubicle when it's like 30 degrees outside, right? So that is why I do what I do. And I just have to remind myself of that all the time. If I need to put sticky notes everywhere, I do the sticky notes. Like you just have to remind yourself, like, there's no way I'm sitting in a cubicle on a hot, beautiful day. I'm living this type of life because I'm putting the hard work in now, you know? So I'm going to leave you guys with a couple tips. Get your family on the same page. Like for so long, I didn't really talk to my family about this. Like I would just like work the business around my family schedule. Now I schedule this business into our family's agenda. This Zoom tonight is on my family's agenda. My family's aware of it. My boys are doing their bedtime routine right now. Usually they would come into my office, say goodnight. They know I'm speaking tonight because I made it clear to them. Like usually if I'm just listening to a Zoom, they come in, we say goodnight. I will go and see them afterwards, but just be very honest with your family and involve them in your goals. Like I love when I'm planning my vision board. What is our vision for the next 5 years? What do you want to see me do with this? Like we have this amazing vehicle. Where do you guys want to go? What kinds of trips do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do? And just like involving them, you know, getting everybody on that same page. Another thing is stop comparing. Every single face I see on here, we are all completely different people. We all have completely different goals. We like Shannon started this business and just like flew to diamond. I like stopped and started. We are no different. We just had different goals at different times. Okay, so stop that comparing, stay in your own lane, focus on what you want. What are you doing? And another thing I want to say is it's okay to be a hot mess. Nobody is perfect. Be yourself. And what else do I want to say? Complete income producing activities first. Okay, I find so many people get so obsessed with posting, so obsessed with your stories. Those are great. You want to stay consistent. You want to do those things, but do those fun things after. You want to get the haps up. You want to follow up. You want to send those distributor messages. You want to do the income producing stuff first. Once you get that stuff, do the fun stuff. Do your reels, add to your network, interact, do a post. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest advice I can give you because there's so many times I do all the fun stuff. By the end of the night, I'm like, didn't have. I'll do it tomorrow. because I'm just so exhausted now. So do it first, get it done. And then don't overthink things. Anything can be content. Like, drop a 1 if you have already taken a boomerang or a video or a picture of this Zoom. That is easy content. You know what I mean? If you haven't, like, you got to think of those things. Everything is content. Take a little video, throw it up in your story. You know, like, show the community that we have, show the leadership that we have. You know, like, don't miss those opportunities, and set timers. If I'm doing something for work, do not disturb is on, and I literally set 20 minutes and I do my work. If not, I will be on TikTok without even thinking. You know, it's so easy to just open up apps and then you're lost. So definitely, set those timers. And one last tip is the 3 R's that I live by is reset, refocus, refill. So I do that all the time. So basically I take a day off. Mondays are my days off because I hated Mondays when I worked my 8 to 5. I just dreaded the weekend was over. I had to go back. So now I take my Mondays off, but I take that time to reset, refill my cup, and refocus. So that's it. That's my story.
Wow. Wow, you guys. Such incredible inspiration, desperation, wild rides, all the things. So you guys, I hope that you got some value from this, that you see that, there's no difference between you or us, just that we had that desire. We were desperate to make this work for us, and you can do it too. Do not count yourselves out. Okay, we've got our chat going for everybody that wants to go for promotions and things like that. We're giving you all the things, like, we're pouring into you the things that we did, what it took, the scripts, the accountability, all of the things. The only thing we can't do for you is do the work. So you know what? Don't count yourselves out. You still have, a day and a bit left till month end. You don't know what's going to happen. Harness that energy, give it all you've got, and just see what happens. So thank you guys for hopping on tonight, and yes, rock it out for the rest of the month.